Onboarding, your ticket to engage members. And now, without much further ado, let's welcome to the stage our fearless leader, Rotary International Director, Jeremy Hurst. Jeremy, take it away.
Thanks, Andy. And hello, everyone. And thanks to each and every one of you for joining us today. I'm excited to talk to you this evening about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure to many of yours as well, and that is onboarding within our clubs. Firstly, let's discuss why onboarding is so critical. When your members join a Rotary or a Rotaract club, they're not just signing up for meetings and events, they're becoming part of our community, part of a new family. And as someone who's experienced the warmth and welcome of Rotary firsthand when I arrived as a young man on a small island in the Caribbean, I can attest to the transformative power of being effectively onboarded into our great organization. One of the key aspects of effective onboarding is, of course, early engagement. Before induction, it's essential to reach out to prospective members, inviting them to club events. By involving them in our activities from the get-go, we offer them a tangible understanding of what it means to be a member and unlock their full potential for success. This early immersion sets the stage for creating a meaningful and lasting connection to Rotary. Once new members are inducted, the momentum doesn't stop there, or at least it shouldn't. It's crucial to keep members actively involved in club activities, from completing new member requirements to participating in volunteer opportunities and, of course, social events. We ensure that our new members feel engaged, feel valued, and integrated into the very fabric of our clubs. And this active involvement not only fosters their personal growth, but also strengthens the club as a whole. And lastly, effective onboarding doesn't just benefit the new members, of course. It revitalizes our existing membership as well. By welcoming new Rotarians with open arms and enthusiasm, we infuse our club with a new, renewed sense of vitality, energy, and purpose. And this positive atmosphere not only attracts more members, but also inspires them to become ambassadors and champions, if you like, for Rotary, spreading our mission beyond the confines of their clubs and increasing the impact that we have in our communities. In conclusion, effective onboarding is ongoing and shows the care we, our clubs, have for our members. By engaging new members early, keeping them actively involved, and fostering a welcoming environment, we ensure the continued growth and vitality of our organization. So let's commit ourselves to making every new member's journey into Rotary a truly unforgettable one. And now, it's my great pleasure to turn the stage over to Zone 33 Innovative Club Advocate, Sean Sawyer, to guide us through tonight's program. Sean, over to you.
Jeremy, thank you. As mentioned earlier, our topic tonight is onboarding, your ticket to engaged members. And when we began to strategize what the team thought this could look like this evening, we acknowledged and appreciated that you can't attract people to your club and induct them and then just expect them to instantly be or even later become engaged without some effort. The club members have to work at it. The other thing that we realized is that engagement needs to happen early in the membership growth process, not just by being emphasized, but with tools being put in place even before the attraction stage begins. So to explore and share that concept with you this evening, we've gone one step further and asked someone that maybe doesn't immediately come to mind when you think about the cast of characters you usually see presenting or delivering discussions about membership. Sure, he's a past district governor, even past RI director, and is legendary for serving up just the right pitch from any podium. But just as he was on his first day wearing the pin, he is a club Rotarian, evidenced just 2 years ago, serving as club membership chair, last year as aide to the club president, also known as his daughter, and this year as his club's programs director. So, without further ado, I ask that we all welcome our friend, past Rotary International Director John Smarge, to the mic. John, the stage is yours.
Well, I'd like to welcome all of you. And Sean, Thank you, my friend, for that really great introduction. But I've got to start by referencing a comment that you made. You said something about me being someone that perhaps doesn't first come to mind when you think about membership. What? I've been a member of my Rotary Club for 42 years, serving as its club president 30 plus years ago, going on to serve as district governor, then Rotary International Membership Coordinator, which is the precursor to Rotary Coordinator way back then. I was Rotary International Director, and all along the time, I served on countless Rotary International committees focused on membership, and all the way concentrating on what matters most to all of us, and that's the health of our own Rotary clubs. I have been a part of the discussion as we've globally traversed through the membership development debate. First, replacing the word of recruitment with the word attraction, acknowledging that the act of recruiting almost sounded like we were going out into our communities and dragging prospective members in. What we're really looking to do was to make the value proposition offered by our clubs to be so striking that our members were drawn in. They're inescapably allured into Rotary. And as our president-elect Stephanie trumpets often, that we positioned our clubs to be simply irresistible. So over the years, as you know, we've continued to attract members. Yet our numbers have dwindled. So the focus shifted to retention. However, the emphasis on retention also failed to make a difference, because like attrition, retention is a quantitative measurement tool. It states what has occurred, but doesn't offer the why it occurred or how we can stop it. In many ways, we've been focusing on measuring numbers, charting our attrition, monitoring failure without creating a platform for success. And now we've added the word engagement into the mix. And what is engagement? I can tell you what it isn't. It isn't something that can be measured or quantified. It is truly a sense or a feeling. Participation is not engagement. Education is not engagement. Attendance is not engagement. It's not about whether a member attends a meeting or participates in an activity or learns about Rotary, but more about the changes that occur within each member because of doing those things. It's not about how many months or years a member stays in the club, but rather assuring that throughout a member's Rotary journey, from new member to seasoned Rotarian, we are doing everything that we can to answer the needs of that member. Now, I'm a business person, so let me use a business analogy. Let's compare Rotary Club membership to the act of purchasing a new car. And let me use my friend Sean as an example. So Sean does all his research, he reads the magazines, and he visits the dealership, and he decides to buy a brand new Ferrari. Makes sense. So this action equates to joining your Rotary Club. It's a transaction. You exchange money, and in exchange, you receive an Italian supercar. Or you exchange your time, your talent, and your money, and you receive membership in your Rotary Club. You're a Ferrari owner, you're a Rotary Club member. But in neither case have you become engaged. You become engaged when you join the Ferrari Club of America, when you wear Ferrari branded clothing, when you watch road racing on TV and you cheer for the Ferraris, when you get a Ferrari tattoo. Okay, maybe my friend Sean has gone a little bit too far with engagement, but engagement is when someone asks you to describe yourself. And Rotarian is included in the list with husband and father and Florida Gator and Rotarian. So how do we transfer this idea, this sense, this feeling of engagement and transferred into our Rotary clubs. Specifically, and Director Jeremy mentioned this, it's an ongoing effort to genuinely connect with our members on a personal basis and build relationships. It is a deliberate action of not just having our members be in Rotary, but for Rotary to be in them. It's a constant series of thoughtful activities, and at the core of these activities is member satisfaction. And one of your most important steps in engaging your members? Onboarding. So again, what is onboarding? Again, it's a process made up of intentional action steps to integrate a new member into the club. So when does it start? When does onboarding begin? And again, it was just talked about earlier. Some might say it starts with induction or the fireside chat. But for me, it starts much earlier than that. It begins with our recognition of the attributes that we are looking for in a member. Many of you have heard me ask the question, what is the purpose of the Rotary Club? In my response, I alluded to it earlier. The only reason why a club exists is to answer the needs of its members, collectively and individually. Far too long, we have broadly recruited, casting a wide net out there, bringing in almost anyone who we could add to our roster to increase our number. We assumed that once they were in the club, either they would adapt to the club or the club would change to meet their needs. Instead, we need to start talking openly about our value proposition and our membership experience. We need to be honest with ourselves about what we are as an organization, who we are, and why we are. In business, this is called market segmentation. We need to understand what is the unique product that we sell. What is that? What does your club have to offer people? And then we need to search out with pinpoint precision those men and women in our community who want us and want what we offer. We need to assure that when the customer walks into the Ferrari dealership, they are there to buy the finest high-performance automobile made and are not looking for some handmade luxury car like a Rolls-Royce. Because though each car is amazing, they attract a different customer. Don't convince the Rolls-Royce enthusiast to buy a Ferrari. Because if they do, in a few months, they'll be dissatisfied and want to sell. Don't try to convince a person to come into your Rotary Club that you can't answer their needs and can't offer them what they want. Otherwise, in a few months or a year, they're going to leave. The onboarding continues when the prospective member attends their first meeting. At my club, we've got 2 or 3 members of our host committee who each week are on duty, and they stand at the front door by registration. When they see a new member or a visiting Rotarian or even a member who's not been there for a while, they spring into action. The VIP guests are walked through registration process, then escorted into the meeting room. The host finds them a table, walks them around, and introduces them to every single member at that table. At the end of the meeting, they come back again, and they said, well, how did we do? We really miss having you, or we enjoyed having you. We hope to see you again. Basically, what we do is we treat them as though they were invited guests into our home, because in fact they are. Now, as a side note, almost every single member of my Rotary Club is a member of the host committee, and they serve each week, 2 or 3 of them. I did it last week, and I had a ball. My partner was a woman who I had brought into Rotary a couple of years ago, but has kind of been missing for like 6 months or 8 months. We called her up and said, you have to come in because you're working as a host. And she came in. I will tell you, like everything that we do in Rotary, the service that she gave was dwarfed by the feeling that she got. She got a chance to shake the hand of every member of our club. And at the end of the meeting, she says, John, I'm coming back again. I'm seeing you next week. Now, each touch point from then on is a part of the onboarding, from the new member orientation to the induction to the club assimilation to the activities at each club meeting, the socials, the fundraisers, and service project. Each process must be thoughtfully orchestrated and deliberately executed. I can tell you that those clubs that think through these steps are the clubs who have members who are engaged. These great Rotary clubs create a forever feedback loop to listen to their members and be fanatical about achieving member satisfaction. The speakers who will follow me on this Zoom call tonight will provide some real-world examples that are working in their club and will help you to engage your members. I can also offer some specific examples during the question and answer of action items your club can use to facilitate this engagement process. But with that said, I wish all of you the best and thank you for listening. Back to you, Sean.
John, thank you for laying the foundation for this call's topic so that now we can turn our attention towards sharing what it looks like when those things that you mentioned are put into practice, except for maybe the Ferrari tattoo part. But to do that for us, we want to welcome our next presenter from the Rotary Club of Peachtree City in Peachtree City, Georgia, Club President Amy Benton. Amy, stage is yours.
Thank you, Sean, so much for the introduction, and we are super excited to be here tonight. First, let me just say that I agree completely with John. Onboarding starts well before your members are inducted. It's so important to tell your club story in the community. Make sure your all social medias are updated. Make sure your website is all updated and you're sharing all the great things that you do. How others see your club in the community, that's really important. And sharing our story is what's allowed us this year to attract so many great members. I know that you learned lots of great tips in the MAP meeting last month, and how to attract those new members to your club. So now let's get on to maybe some tips for onboarding. When my leadership team met for the first time back last spring, we decided that we wanted a fun family atmosphere where everyone truly cared about each other and felt like they were a part of our Rotary family. And that's exactly the culture we've tried to create this year. It has made Rotary so much fun for us. And the best part is that any club can do this. It's very simple, small steps. No matter what size you are, there's some things that you can do to make your club experience incredible. Just small changes, and we got some really big results this year. First, we needed to find out exactly what our members were looking for in their Rotary experience. So what we did was to send out a survey, and we wanted to make sure that we did what our members wanted. In that survey, we've got about 50 responses back, which was excellent. They gave us some excellent feedback. And then we met with some of the members that we had lost over the last few years and polled them to find out maybe the things that we were doing right, or maybe some things that we weren't doing right. So we created our goals for the year and how our Rotary year would be structured based on the feedback that we received from those members that we had now, as well as the members that we had lost. One of the biggest needs we found in our club was communication. People really wanted to know that they were important in our club. They were a part of that Rotary family. And so we set up lots of ways that we could communicate with our members and lots of opportunities that would begin with day one of membership. We knew we had to improve our onboarding process by communicating better about all the things we had going on in the club, as well as offering something that everyone could feel like they were a part of. From the day they are inducted, we begin the process of making our new members feel very welcome. Our membership director, Anna, follows up with each new member and gets them set up with our Red Badge coordinator, Shay. Following that, our secretary, Mandy, will send out a welcome letter, and in her welcome letter, she'll include all the things that are important. welcome to our club, account numbers, how to log in to Rotary International, how to log in to District 6900, how to get your IDs, how to find your Rotary member number, all those things that are important to being a great club member and a great Rotarian. Mandy also will update our website. And on the website, she includes an article and a picture of our new member, and that makes them feel pretty special as well. After that, our public image director, Holly, is awesome about getting on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and making sure that we've posted a picture and some information about our new member, which also makes them feel welcome in the club. Our Red Badge coordinator, Shay, who's one of our new members as well, connects with the new members to review all the Red Badge requirements. And we created this program this year, redid some things in it to make sure that we had some things listed in our Red Badge program that would allow our members that are new in the club to really get to know some of our members that are already there and get more engaged in our club. We have a folder that we've created with lots of new member information that we're going to share with you on the call tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have those at the end. Then, as the club president, I always send a handwritten welcome letter to each one of our new members, and all of those things that I just said all happen within the first week. But the communication doesn't stop there. We know how important it is for everyone to feel welcome again and to know that they're a part of our club and our family. So after that, each week, our secretary sends a detailed newsletter every Sunday. Everyone knows they're going to get it at a certain time on Sunday. And there's a sample of this also in the packet you're going to get tonight. But Mandy will include things that are all the dates for the week. She'll include anything that might be something, a service project that we did that week with information on that, or important things that we have, service projects coming up, or fundraising events that we might have. And also celebration. Our new members' pictures are in there, and anything that might be just fun that we have going on. So a very detailed newsletter. Our website and social media always stays updated. So if a new member is not sure what's going on and they didn't get the newsletter, they can hop on our website, and our calendar is always updated there as well. This year, we also added connection groups, and this has really been a big plus for us. For our connection groups, we decided it would be something like small groups, and we took the board and I divided the board up into groups of about, each board member takes 10 to 15 members in our club, and each month that board member connects with those 10 or 15 members. Now, it could be that they send a written card. It might be a holiday and they send a Valentine Day card. It could be they send an email, or it could be they pick the phone up and call them. But each month, each one of our members is touched by one of our board members. And that's really made our Rotarians feel very special, that someone really connects with them and cares about them each month. We also have a helping hands coordinator. And so Amanda, she finds out anyone that might need a helping hand. Maybe they need to be moving some furniture and they aren't able to do that. Some of our older members, maybe we have a sick person in our club that needs prayers or thoughts or concerns. Maybe we have someone that has lost a family member. And Amanda will send out information to all of our members and make sure that our members feel very special. She sends a card and then also encourages our other members of our club to send that out. So an email goes out with the member's name that needs something, and then their information for contacting, so that our members are able to contact them. We also have things that we have on an ongoing basis that gives each one of our members kind of something to be connected in our club. So one of those is coffee chat. Each Tuesday morning at 9:30, our members meet. We usually have 15 or 16 members that will meet, and we have coffee together and just get to know each other on a basis outside of our club meeting. We have Rotary on Tap once a month, and we encourage our members to come for Rotary on Tap, bring a friend, someone that might be interested in Rotary, and just come have a drink and socialize. We have Dine Around, and one of our members who's 90 years old, Tice, is in charge of finding a wonderful restaurant for our Rotarians and their spouses to eat at each month. So every month we all meet together and have dinner together. And then we have Business Roundtable, and that Business Roundtable allows a lot of our new members to be able to come and share their business, maybe hand out business cards, and to make connections to be able to make their business get better and better each time. So we've added lots of social events also and more service opportunities based on what our survey was at the beginning of the year. All of those things I know seem kind of small, but when you change the culture and you really are excited about being there, our board's excited, our Rotarians are excited, it makes it fun for everyone. And I'll say the one thing we've had to worry about this year is we have people that come so early to the meetings that the restaurant has said, hey, you can't get here till 11 o'clock because our members want to come. They want to be there, they want to socialize, and they're having such a great time. So all of those things have helped to really create a wonderful culture that we have in our club this year. And I'm excited tonight because I also get to introduce you to Anna Finn. Anna's our membership director, and I'm super excited to have Anna. She's one of our new members. And Anna has just really taken off with the excitement in the club, and she is bringing in great new membership in our club, and it's just been so much fun. So I'd love for Anna to take a few minutes and be able to tell you how she jumped in so quickly, got involved, and how that's really made her such a great membership director and a great Rotarian in our club. So welcome, Anna, and share a few things that you have going on with our club.
Thank you, Amy, for the introduction and the opportunity to share. As a new member of the club, I immediately felt welcome and I was eager to become involved. Coming on board as a membership director was absolutely not on my radar, but I can honestly say it's been one of the most positive experiences I've had. It enabled me to completely immerse myself in the club, and it also helped me to learn what it really means to be a Rotarian. The Rotary Information Meeting is a great opportunity to get an overview of Rotary, but there's nothing like practical application to really understand the big picture. I wanted the same experience for all new members, and like Amy said, communication is key, and I believe engagement starts before induction. So the first thing I do is I immediately start dialogue with prospective members, inviting them to a lunch meeting, but more importantly, encouraging them to join in other events that we have. I want them to see Rotarians at work. Making these connections and forming these relationships early on makes the transition for a new member that much easier. Because of this early interaction, connections have been established, and I have watched our members blossom, both new and existing. They're immediately drawn to vocations within the club that speak to them. They make time in their schedules to actively participate on a regular basis. And after induction, we keep the momentum going. Sponsors stay connected as mentors, and along with the red badge requirements being completed, new members are completely involved in volunteer opportunities, and they participate in social events, often bringing along family members. We've seen positive results from early engagement. Many of the members that we've inducted in the last 6 months have themselves sponsored an additional 10 new members. And I also believe that new members involved early has been a breath of fresh air for our club. Existing members are welcoming, they're enthusiastic, and they are super eager to build relationships with our new Rotarians. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Sean.
Anna, thank you, as well as Amy and John, everyone, for sharing this evening how to engage new members early in the process and enhancing the new member experience. Whether it's considering revamping an existing club program offering like the Red Badge program or implementing a new one that best fits your club, through these engaging processes, we can expand our reach, which ultimately increases our impact. So now it's time to hear from all of you. What questions do you have? Our Rotary International Regional Membership Officer, Jose Gonzalez, is going to serve as our Q&A moderator tonight. So Jose, I turn the Zoom screen over to you.
Thank you, Sean, for that introduction. As a reminder to our participants, please enter your questions for John, Amy, or Anna utilizing the Q&A function. Questions may be quickly answered by our Q&A chat team or could be read out loud for any of our panelists. The first question we have here today is for John. John, you mentioned that you had some specific examples of action items to offer effective engagement. Can you share some of them?
Sure, Jose. It's interesting because it's not difficult when I hear Anna and I hear Amy, and I keep hearing the same word back and forth about building relationships. And it's just like you want to create your Rotary Club to be a family. Now, I've many of club presidents or service chairs or community service chairs have had the issue of going to their members and asking for participation in something, right? You want to do a fundraiser, and so you send around this sign up sheet, and it comes back empty. And you do it over and over, or you ask in your bulletin, and nobody does anything. I learned very quickly, Jose, that one-on-one gets things done. If you want people involved, you got to meet with them individually and say, hey, listen, on Friday, we're doing this. Do you want to join us? I had a club president for my own Rotary Club who, when I mentioned this to him, said, John, I can't do that. I'm uncomfortable with it because I'm uncomfortable with rejection. And I said to him, don't confuse rejection with objection. You see, they may say, I don't want to do that. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to say, well, if you don't want to do this thing, what do you want? What is it that we can do in our Rotary Club that meets your needs? It's a way of having that communication loop. So again, think of your Rotary Club like your family, and you want to talk to them. And it's just not sending a text. I love Amy when she talked about her group that calls people. We do the same thing. If a member doesn't show up for a couple of weeks, call them. How are you doing? What's going on? If a member thinks they can get away without being noticed after a couple of weeks, they just disappear. No. They're not there. Call them up and say, we miss you. Our club's not the same. It's a piece, it's a puzzle, and without a piece of the puzzle missing, we're not the same. So just relationships, Jose, I think is the key to all that.
I think you're spot on, John. Those relationships will make it that much easier when you connect with those new members or prospective members as well. Because when you talk to your family, it's simple. So pretend they're family and it'll be that much easier. Now, this next one will probably have a very similar response, but it's for anybody on the panel. The question is, how do we handle members that express interest without being invited or referred, considering we may not have any background history on the person? What's the best strategy? Miss Amy, or go right ahead, Miss Ann.
Well, I know that, if we haven't had a specific referral, I like to meet with them several times. We may have coffee or lunch. At that point, they may want to join us for one of our meetings, and then I will slowly introduce them to other members that I feel that they could make immediate connections with. So it's a little bit slower process, but it really does seem to work. We've had several members where we've had that happen. So you just take your time, and you want it to be the right fit for them, because you want them to stay. You don't want them to have expectations that we can't meet, and we want them to know exactly what Rotary means.
And going on even more, Anna, to your point, we do the exact same thing. We get a member or two to go out and meet with them and have lunch, breakfast, whatever. And there are times that member is just not extended an application to be considered for membership because it just doesn't fit. And why bother bringing someone in doesn't fit? It's not good for them. It's not good for the club. Then you just have a disgruntled person out in the world saying, yeah, I was a member of the Rotary Club and I didn't like it. I don't need that bad press.
Jose, I also will add to that, though, what we try to do is if we feel like maybe they're not a fit for us, we often will say, but you know what? We have some Rotary clubs real close to us that they meet in the morning, if that's good for you, or they meet in the evening. Like maybe there's a club that's close by that just does something a little bit different than us, and we know they might fit in better. So we encourage them to maybe visit some other clubs as well in the area.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your perspective on this. Miss Amy, the next question is actually for you. We heard about the survey that you conducted, and we're interested. Questions are coming in left and right. One, what type of survey did you conduct to your club? Where did you get the survey? 3, can we have access to the survey so we can utilize it at other clubs? And 4, what made you even want to conduct a survey?
Well, First of all, I'd say, why did I want to conduct the survey? Because it really doesn't matter what I want in my club. I can make all the changes that Amy wants, and that's not going to really matter. What I needed to know was, what does my club members want? What do they want? What opportunities and service do they want? What opportunities and social activities do they want? Maybe it's a change of a meeting place. Maybe it's a change of what kind of lunch we have. Whatever it is, what was important to us, my board, was what is it that our members want? Because that's what's going to make us good and our culture change based on what our members want. The other thing I will say is the survey questions are in the packet, the 22-page packet that we're going to share tonight. All the questions are there. We found some online. We mixed some clubs. Some we found from other clubs. We came up with our own questions, things that we thought were important for our club members. So some people may have a survey with different questions, but our board kind of came up with the questions that we felt like were important for our club and how we wanted to make changes.
Wonderful. So someone could take that survey and adapt it for what the needs are of their own club.
Yes.
Great. Well, just so that everyone on the webinar knows, the Membership Success Center actually has a process to be able to curate a survey that can be utilized to determine what's going on in your club as well. Highly recommend everyone log in when they have an opportunity, pull that tool and utilize it to survey your own club. And thinking about it, next month's webinar is actually on surveys. So stay tuned at the end of the call and you'll get to hear some more about that. The next question we have here from someone in the group is in reference to those one-on-one meetings that were talked about when you're talking with a new member. There is a plethora of information we've talked about tonight. If we had to pick just 3 topics that we thought were the most important when meeting with a new member, what topics should we cover?
Oh
and John,
gosh,
go ahead, Miss Anna.
There's so many things that we should cover. I really, when I engage in those meetings, I really let the prospective member dictate that. I want them to ask questions. I want them to really dictate where we go with it. So, there are a lot of things. I think that for many members, they want to know, what is the time commitment? What does it mean for me to be a Rotarian? What do we do locally? That's been a big push for us this year. The members that we've brought on, they want to know how we impact our local community.
For me,
And go right ahead, John. Thank you.
Yeah, for me, what I think one of the most important things is to let them know what they get out of Rotary. Not what they give, but what they get. The professional development, the business skills, the ability to speak in front of others, just the ability the soft skills that are given to someone that they can't get anywhere else but in Rotary. The ability to make lasting friendships. I want them to know that there's something in it for them because quite honestly, we're selling a club. And we also talk about the service because we also, in everyone's heart, they want to do good for others. Mm-hmm. It's all about what it brings to them, how it makes them a better community member, a better citizen of the world. That's what Rotary does.
Great. Well, thank you again to everyone tonight. Thank you to our panelists for making themselves available for this webinar and for the Q&A segment. If for any reason any of our participants had a question that was not answered, we will be sharing the panelists' contact email addresses in the chat for you to follow up at your convenience. Next, I'll be passing it over to my good friend Andy, who will round it out for us with some information that we all should be well aware of. Up to you, Andy.
Thanks, Jose, and thanks to all of our guests for such great information this evening. Effective onboarding within Rotary clubs seamlessly aligns with the core pillars of the Rotary Action Plan: impact, reach, engage, and adapt. First, impact. Strategic onboarding ensures that new members are not just passive participants, but active contributors to Rotary's mission. By immersing them in club activities from the outset, we empower them to make a meaningful impact within their communities, thus amplifying Rotary's overall impact. Second, reach. By engaging prospective members early and inviting them to experience Rotary firsthand, we extend the reach of our organization. Effective onboarding broadens the diversity and inclusivity of our membership, reaching individuals who may not have considered joining Rotary otherwise. Third, engage. Onboarding isn't just about signing up new members, it's about engaging them fully in the Rotary experience. Through early engagement and ongoing involvement, we foster a sense of belonging and commitment among members, leading to higher engagement levels within the club and beyond. And fourth is adapt. As Rotary evolves to meet the changing needs of society, effective onboarding becomes even more critical. By continuously adapting our onboarding processes to reflect the values and priorities of modern Rotary, we ensure that our organization remains relevant and resilient in the face of change. In essence, effective onboarding isn't just a practice, it's a cornerstone of Rotary's success. By integrating it into our club operations, we uphold the principles of impact, reach, engage, and adapt laid out in the Rotary Action Plan, positioning our organization and our clubs for continued growth and significance in the years to come. So we have an awards program for MAP this year again, and that requires action items. So February's action item for the MAP awards program is: what action or actions have you taken to upgrade your onboarding process? Again, what action or actions have you taken to upgrade your onboarding process? You can upload that by going to rizones33-34.org/map-awards. And you see here is a screenshot, and right there is February action item. Click on that little hyperlink and it will take you to that space. Next up, for a few upcoming webinars, the public image team for Zone 33 and 34 is hosting a session on mastering LinkedIn, and you won't want to miss it. On Tuesday, February 27th, learn how to elevate your Rotary LinkedIn presence, network effectively, and make meaningful connections. Whether you're a LinkedIn pro or just starting, this session is tailored for you. Ready to boost your club's professional profile? Register now at elevaterotary.org to secure your spot and unlock the secrets of LinkedIn success. Survey says, join us to learn how to survey your members, transform your club, and become irresistible at our next Membership Action Plan webinar, which is Monday, March the 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Few of you are asking about surveys. Hop on next month and you'll learn about the survey tool in the Membership Success Center. Sign up for this webinar and you can use the link in the chat box. Zone 33's district team training is April 11th through 13th at Virginia Crossings. This training seminar is guaranteed to offer new perspectives, suggest practical and tactical activities, and build fellowship amongst fellow Rotarians. Register now to get your space. Our friends in Zone 34 saved the date for their district leadership seminar in Jacksonville, Florida. Those dates are June 22nd and 23rd, and that will be hosted at the Crown Plaza Jacksonville Airport. Mark your calendars. And lastly, remember, it's never too late to kickstart your membership growth. All you have to do is set your goals in the Membership Action Plan Membership Success Center, attend the monthly action plan webinars, implement the attraction and engagement strategies to become irresistible. Let's make a bigger impact in your community and create an irresistible club for your members. Set your goals in the Rotary Membership Success Center to take the first step. Thanks for being with us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you next month on Monday, March the 11th.